Pasi. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. And you?
I'm okay, thank you.
So you've been here for like a week?
Yes, I've been in Rwanda for a week. Kigali, Kikichuru, is that what it's called?
Chichuchilo. That one is that.
What?
That one is that. I mean, can you tell like everybody who haven't been
Wait,
here?
what have I? What is the place called?
Chichuchilo.
Kichichuro.
It can take like the whole day.
The whole day to learn it.
Chichuchilo.
Chichichuro.
Oh, that's nice.
Chichichuro.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I've been in Chichichuro.
Uh-huh.
And Kigali.
That's nice. That's nice.
Perfecto.
Yeah. Well, good learner. So can you tell us about what you have just observed in Rwanda? I mean, can you tell us about living in Rwanda?
Oh, my time in Rwanda.
Your
Okay.
time in Rwanda.
Thank you. So I have been in Rwanda for a week now, and I have been really fascinated by so many things. And the first thing is how safe the country is. Rwanda is really safe. You can walk around at night, you can walk around during the day, and nobody's gonna bother you. First thing you see, a lot of people with guns in the street. At first, I was like, why are these police officers holding guns, right? And then it started to make more sense to me. And this is part of the reason why the country is really safe. People know not to behave disorderly. Things have to be moving accordingly. So you're actually really safe in Rwanda. That's the first thing I observe, and that's the first point. The next aspect is the people of Rwanda are very peaceful. There's no point of yelling and having loud music all over the place. It's a lot of peace. So for those who want to travel and be in a peaceful place, Rwanda is where you want to be. You and somebody can have argument and be yelling all on top of your lungs. The people will just look at you like, hello, I'm right here. But anyway, so I've noticed how peaceful it is here in Rwanda. My next point is everywhere you go, you have to pay for parking. Okay, so don't think you're just gonna park your car, and even after you park your car, they'll be like 200 Rwanda francs. Okay, you think you're about to leave, you have to pay for the parking. So that's another aspect of Rwanda that you have to know. The other important point that people miss is you have to always travel with your document. Correct, Pasi? You have to always your passport. You have to travel with it. Pasi, why is that? Is it when they stop you have to like? What is it? Why?
So I feel like the point you just mentioned about Rwanda is a safety country, and to make sure that happens, so they have to pay attention. They have to pay attention for some different things. So having your documents to help you to know who you are.
Okay.
If you're not going to travel.
Right.
Yeah. If you are here for peace or those stuff.
That's true. That makes a lot of sense. So they want to know, like, are you actually from here? Are you here for peace? Are you here for any other problem? They want to know that once you're stopped. So that's one of the reasons why they ask that. And the other thing about Rwanda is it's not a cheap country, you guys. Don't think you're gonna bring a couple of dollars and you'll be okay. No, actually, if they say something is 50K, that's almost like $50. Okay, 100K, that's almost like $100. So the food is actually expensive, and the accommodation is expensive in Rwanda, especially Kigali. Okay, because I know there are places outside of Kigali that's a little bit more affordable, but where I'm at in Kigali, the food and accommodation is expensive. Before I move to number 6, the bonus point in this whole video is the reason why Rwanda is where it's at and why this country is moving forward. You have to stay around to know the very last point. So number 6 is the business climate of what I've observed here. Real estate is moving well. I've actually had a conversation with the owner of this place right here. You can show the owner of this place. I've had a conversation with him, and we talked about the real estate climate in Rwanda, on the startup costs to start a real estate building here, to start a real estate business here. Is very much fascinating, and so it's very conducive for those who are into real estate to look into this aspect. You can buy, you can lease, You can, whatever you want to do in terms of that, and get that going. Opening a business in Rwanda is very, very easy. So that's the thing that I've observed. Number 7, hospitality. I mean, it's so important. Customer service is so important. The little things that we don't like to consider. For example, every restaurant I've gone to in Kigali, and I tell them, please go and charge my phone. Okay, they take it, they use their own charger, they charge it. I mean, it's a simple thing, right? But actually, it matters, okay? Because some places that I've been in, even the US I live, they have a charger. Can I charge? Oh, we don't have a charging port. But the hospitality here is so good. The customer service is good. The way the people talk to you is good. And honestly, I mean, I can't say much to that. So hospitality. And number 8 is internet. I mean, how many of you who watch my channel, to be honest, complain about internet all the time in other African countries? I'm not comparing African countries, but again, I'm staying in Rwanda here. The internet is perfect though, okay? 24/7 is internet. Even my US network, it works here, okay? I don't always have to be connected to a Wi-Fi. I can travel in the streets and still use my US network, and it'll be fine. So it's so conducive for you to do your work here, because like I said, the internet is so good. And now we come to number 9, one of my favorites, food. Who doesn't like to talk about food, huh? Okay. So let's talk about how is the food. Let me just get your mind out of the people who like a lot of West African food. Please, the food here is not spicy, okay? So if you want your spice, just maybe you have to understand it's going to be added spice. Most food that is in here is, of course, rice. I think across Africa people just love rice, but they love rice here. The other thing is the Irish potatoes. They love potatoes and corn. Ugari, is that what it's called? Ugari, yes. And so they eat corn here a lot, and it's just simple. A lot of vegetables as well, and so it's actually really, really good. The next point, just to make sure I'm not repetitive here, is the organized traffic. So I saw a bunch of cars like moving at the same time, and I'm thinking, oh my god, so much traffic. And no, it's not traffic. It's very organized how they move. You don't see people hanging car. They hunk. People are not hanging their hunks at you if you're a slow driver. It's just, things are just organized. Even in traffic, people are organized in traffic. And so I think it's actually really fascinating. And now let's come to the last point. Before I even give you the last point, and this is the most important point of this whole video and why this country is moving forward, I want you to subscribe to my channel. The last point is, and I observed this immediately when I left the plane and got to the airport. 50% or more women are empowered in this country. Okay, women are so empowered in Rwanda that most sectors you can see is so evident who runs the country in that sense. Women, you will see them as head of this organization, head of this place in the airport. Look, when I wanted to pay the money for the visa, there was a lady running that whole department, and I was fascinated because for each African airport I've gone to, men occupy those airports. But when I came to Rwanda, I'm thinking, wow, women are running things in this country. It's actually true. And Pasi, I'm saying, am I over exaggerating? 50% or more women are empowered than men here?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so women are actually empowered, and to the president, I just want to give credit to the president for really recognizing that. I mean, competence is important. Okay, competence is important, and women are as competent as men. Okay, so these are actually very vital, and honestly, I really like Rwanda. People have actually asked me, hey Emma, will you foster more business opportunities here? Yes, Pasi, we are looking into our marketing business here, and looking to expand that. Pasi will get some equipment for us to move forward with our marketing business, right, Pasi? Yes or no? The people want to know.
Yeah, we're ready.
Yeah, exactly. So we're trying to foster business development in Rwanda because the climate is really good for that. So anyway, thanks for watching. I look forward to sharing more things about Rwanda. There's so much content coming up. I will show you guys how the housings are. I will show you how clean the street is. I'll actually talk to some bike people. I'll actually to know how this president is doing from Rwanda's perspective. We move.